You got it. All right, play well. You too. Thanks.
Okay, here we go. One
Like
set final, race to 10. Pitting the likes of Mr. Chris Bruner of Richmond, Virginia. And he's playing Mike Davis of now Raleigh, North Carolina for the title. That ought to be a very, very exciting match. Thanks again to our sponsors, Q Sports International, Predator, Diamond Pool Tables, Simonis Cloth, Aramith Balls, Kamui Products, Predator Cues. We're at Q Master Billiards in Virginia Beach, Virginia today. Chris has a solid break, but he has seems to be locked up good here, and he's going to probably have to push out if he doesn't jump. Good shot, real good hit. Mike might have to do something similar. Also like to thank some of the other sponsors too, including Q Masters, Diamond Billiards, Midlothian, Virginia, our next stop in June. Mike fires at the one on the jump shot, misses, but makes a good hit. That leaves Chris an opportunity here. First one of the game, really. A relatively straight in one ball. I'm George Hammerbacher, the voice of the Action Pool Tour, and calling the action. Got close to his work. I'm an advanced level instructor, Professional Billiard Instructor Association out of Baltimore, Maryland. That was stylish. Playing from the 3 to the 5 ball. Hit that a little ragged, and he's unhappy with that one for sure. Iron Mike Davis here has won unofficially between 150 and 200 events like this in his 20-year pro career. Plus, he's won a couple of major titles on the men's pro tour, and was second in the World Straight Pool Championships about 2012 against Thorsten Hohmann, the great German champion. Mike plays several pocket games extremely well, not just rotation sports, 9 or 10 ball, but he plays straight pool, like I said. And he's been known to play a little 1 pocket, and he plays grade 8 ball too.
Really?
Oh, he tried to go in front of the 7 and got didn't catch it good. Now he's going to have to check some wind currents. Almost land on top of the 6. Mike is coming back after a neck surgery. But the object ball off the table is a foul, and Chris Bruner has ball in hand and an opportunity to take the first game in this race to 10. Chris Bruner pours the 10 ball in, takes a 1-0 lead. This is a 10 ball, folks, a rotation sport with some wrinkles. All balls have to be called, and 10 ball does not count on the break when the action pull tour. It gets respotted if it's knocked in on the break. And the other wrinkles are if a ball is called and goes in another pocket or any other ball that wasn't called, the incoming player has their opportunity to allow that shooter to shoot again or take the shot themselves. And it's a real important distinction where 9 ball as anything goes. Real simple game. 3 consecutive fouls by the same player has lost a game, and it's alternating break format with Mike Davis at the table. Something fell in. I think it was the 4 ball fell off, and this is Chris. I like Chris kicking off this top rail where he's looking, come behind it and maybe lock him up behind the 9 and 10 like this. Didn't work though. That was a correct shot. It was the correct shot, but it took a very fine hit to establish what I hoped he could do, thought he could do. This is still a very tough position. The 5 is in a very touchy position between the 6-7 on this side cushion. Well, that's a real good shot. I tell my students, I've been teaching pool for 45 years. And I tell them all to make the most out of every shot you have, every turn you have at the table. And the higher the level of competition, the more valuable your turn at the table does indeed become. Chris is he's called the 10 ball, and we won the zillion shot that it might happen. In that case, Mike could have Chris shoot again, or Mike can take the shot himself. I think Mike will take the shot and try to hoodwink Chris behind the 6 ball. Double kissed him behind the 7.
That's better than the safe I was trying to throw.
That's
pretty good.
That was quite a shot.
Six.
He's got his jump cue out. That was pretty impressive. He jumped that ball from about a few inches apart. That's not necessarily what Mike wanted on that shot. He's got to try to shoot and stick. He's just got to roll it in and take what the table gives him. Beautiful shot. A little flat on the 8. Well struck. Mike evens the count up at a game apiece. Figures to be a good one. Chris has plenty of firepower. Mike is going to have to play his continual steady game in order to get the better of this young varlet. 5 ball found its way into the darkness, but the 4 ball put the shadow on Chris here. He's pulls out his jump cudgel. Oh, he's surprised he missed that ball. Mike has something similar in his future, perhaps, unless he can nick it. If he can nick it, that cue ball's coming way up table. Just gotta get past the side. He had the whole ball, but he might have sold out the shot. I might even be tempted on calling the 10. I don't see any market for him to get possession. He called the 10. He must have heard me. He's going to try to roll off the 1 and play the 10. He had to draw it a little bit or punch it or something.
So
The 9 ball combination, 1-9 is Mike's selection here. Well, he hit the 6-2. Lots of good things happened for him. I don't know if the 2 is free from the 6, but might be for the side pocket where he played position. Very thin cut. Berserk cue ball. He gets hoodwinked by the 8er from Decatur there. Good move. Moves like a ghost. Chris just shakes his head. See, the trouble with this kick is that there's a good opportunity Chris might have to put the 3-10 together and leave Mike an easy 3-10 combination off of this. That's the danger. He sold it out in any event. He's playing the bank and the position and the safe. Beautiful shot. Last little turn, a little out of line. Not bad though.
Good.
Chris concedes it. Davis 2, Bruner 1. What a fabulous place this Q-Master Billiards is. It's, if they had a pool hall of fame, this would be at the very, very top of all pool halls. This is the granddaddy of them all in the United States of America for a combination of history, nostalgia, just everything considered. 75 tables. We're in a 14-table tournament room that they keep just so pristine. The tables, they're 4.5 by 9 diamond pro tables with Simonis 860 tournament blue cloth and just wonderful equipment, Aramith balls. Three-railed the corner ball. The deuce goes down. Mike has maybe an opportunity here.
Stop moving when I'm shooting. Come on, I'm over there behind the pole, man. That's the going on. Come on, I'm shooting tempo here.
Yeah, there's got bullshit happening in the background. Get it out of here. Get the tournament director to kick them out of here. Yeah.
Just be respectful, though. Come on. I'm being respectful. I'm behind the fucking pole. Sit right here. I've been sitting here all day.
Well, come on, Tiger. Get these people out of here. We don't have time for those shenanigans.
Walking around when I'm fucking shooting. Right? Yeah.
We all hear it so many times. It just, when he says shark, it means that people are doing deliberate things to distract their opponents. Just keep it quiet.
Stay here when you're playing. I'm not trying to shark. You're like a freaking chicken jumping around.
He already succeeded. He already did his job. He's got him.
Played 3 in the corner.
3 in the corner. Mike parks his rock. Yeah. He's gambling. They're acting up. Nice hit, Chris. Real good hit. Nah, forget it. It's done. It might go in the hole. It did. $75 tables they could play out on in another room. That'll be a good shot. The balls might open up good for Chris out of this angle. That's a real sweet angle there. Let's fade over to the same pocket on the 5. So it's got a little. Going to have to play a longer shot on the 6. At the side pocket. Boy, was that beautiful. Might have to just roll up to it. Now you had a little angle across. Chris Bruner evens the count at 2 apiece. This will lay out in a half right here. Raymart is over there practicing. He didn't get to play in the tournament this weekend. I don't know if Mike likes this angle. He would like to have maybe been a little bit more even with the ball. This isn't bad. He can spin it around 3 rails here with the low left, low right draw. Play the 4 to the top left corner of your screen. Well, must go past the 6. He wouldn't have played it that way otherwise. Uh-oh. He still has it, I believe. Wow. Might be playing the 8 in the side pocket. He got a little lucky. Didn't want to hit the 8, but he's got a real nice angle. Come up table. This high, slightly left to center. Make it come down straight. That's a little steeper than he might have liked. Yep. Mike Davis on top by the score of 3-2. That's not up 3 ball. Might have. Mike pocketed the 4, an 8 ball. No, he had it. Might shoot this lefty. No, he's all right. Draw it into the 5 or safety. Yeah, 5 ball sticking out on him. Cross bank probably. Might have a play on that 7 combination, but it looks like it's a little facing into the first diamond. Yeah. Chris is getting his line of sight for the 9 on the side. That looks pretty reasonable to me. Three apiece. Hi, Eric. Glad you could stop by. Eric Moore, a tremendous player. Does the tables in this place. He's a table mechanic extraordinaire. He's a professional pool player too, a great player. He was once Player of the Year on the Action Pool Tour, and
You hit a lot of breaks really good and nothing goes. I don't get it either.
Eric Moore.
Make a ball or two and you're straight in.
Sometimes, yeah.
You might make a ball and your head up.
Came over and shook my hand. God bless his soul. He's a good man. He's gone into longshoreman. He's got that in his pool table. Concern EFM for any of you folks that are needing pool table work or stuff like that. Eric Moore is as good as they come. Take it from a guy that's an equipment degenerate, and I am. I'm a cue collector, and I believe in the equipment being as right as I could ever make it. Get the best equipment and keep it correctly. You can never complain about the equipment when you do that. When you do your best, that's all you got. Meanwhile, Davis has a real attractive layout here. You just draw it back, low left, and go right through to the 6. Ideal. You should roll down and just about touch the bottom rail. That was a little rougher hit than he might like, but he's good. He just draw it up there. Oh, Mike. Chris takes a 4-3 lead. Got careless. Unlike him, He's very, very methodical and steady. Doesn't beat himself too often. He's won hundreds of tournaments like this. Mike was selected by one of our tournament contestants for the break and run and cracked the $1,900 break and run pot Saturday night. I'm sure the young man that chose Mike as his champion split the money with him. They made about $1,000 a piece, and Mike is he's good people, a real classy individual. He got position in spite of himself. Okay, now here's one where Davis could have had him shoot again, but won't, I'm sure. Even though this is a potential safety here. Side rail's open. Chris kicks in the 2 and then says, now what?
Yeah.
That's about all you could say about that.
Yeah, worse is the right word, yeah.
Man, I don't know about jumping all of that. It'll land on top of the ball practically and it jump off the table. He has a side rail kick over here. I don't see where it's that much of a mystery. Yes, it was. He fired it wide. 4 apiece. A good move from Chris. Mike conceivably only has a 2-railer at it off the side rail, or a jump. A jump is attractive because the 8's hanging in the pocket, and that's a shot he has to play. But he'll take that one in a heartbeat. And 9 has got a lot of yellow paint on it. Too much, Chris discovered. Ball in hand for Mr. Davis. The 3-7 are what he's going to have to deal with. 9 is in a kind of a semi-awkward position, but it's okay. We might play at the side pocket. I think it does. Beautiful. No. That ball's in an awkward spot. Chris has a tester here in his own right. Well, gave it right back. Tough pockets, 4.5 inch. Deep shelves, very tough, these pockets, very demanding. This weekend's been tough because the air conditioning hasn't been running as efficiently and it's a little moister and conditions are a little tricky. Wow. Ball hopped off that rail like they do when they get wet fast. Mike Davis back on top by the score of 5-4 in this seesaw affair. See people checking the balls that are frozen. Q Sports International, the Magic Rack distributor in this country. That doesn't happen with the Magic Rack. When the balls are even hit on pristine equipment like this, hard enough, they make pits in the rack area, making tight racks and consistent outcomes very difficult. You see a lot of times people checking the rack. Mike pocketed the 9 ball and the 5 ball. He's got to go through the 6-8 gap or draw it real strong with a low right draw. Well, that's what he had to do, low right draw. If these balls aren't hit clean in these pockets, they don't go. Uh-oh. Tough roll. perfect. Mike fell okay on this ball. Mike takes a 2-game lead. That's the first 2-game lead we've had in this match up to this point, which has been a real seesaw affair. This is a critical game for Chris. He needs to hit a good break shot because Mike's starting to put him to sleep over there. That was a beautifully hit break. And nothing. Boy, that's sick. That's sick. He couldn't have hit those balls any better than that, folks. He hit it flush, he parked the rock in the middle, and he deserved better. Mike, you might as well keep that cue out again. We might be able to sweep around it with left-hand ball. And come in and rail first. He might make that ball. Beauty. Not here. That caught a little up high on that rail. Had no chance. These are tough pockets. nice combo. This is a huge game here. He got a little fortunate there. That could have been about anything, but he'll take it. Mike pours it in and takes a 7-4 lead over Chris Bruner. This is a very tough format to come back from in his alternate break. This Q Masters place is so top of the line. The rest of the line is in another dimension next to this place for the most part. There aren't 8 rooms in the country that even come close to even rivaling a place like this. I drive a 500-mile round trip to come down here 4 times a year to come to Q Master for the Action Pool Tour. The Action Pool Tour is a place where 5 different speeds of players, from the very best like Mike Davis and Chris Bruner to novices and all. Everybody plays even, but the only thing that's different is the entry fees are staggered so that professionals like Mike can pay $100. Chris is semi-professional, he's $80. Then you have advanced players that are a step under Chris that are $60. Then you have like your solid top flight league players are going to be called Bs, and they pay $50. This might be a real good carom, 3-7-10, or maybe it isn't. I guess it isn't. Oh. How'd that scratch? Chris is looking at it.
Normal table, I think I hit it dead perfect.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as you hit it, I was like, yeah, that was a good shot. And then
Anything can happen. That's the vagaries of pool.
remotely come close. You really shouldn't.
We play 8, 9, and 10 ball, alternate break, rack your own. So even novices that really are just wanting to get their feet wet and feel how some of these players play. You can get 2 matches minimum, and lots of free practice, and you get a chance to improve your game by playing the best. Here your shot has value. These guys don't give you many chances, and girls. We have some girls that can flat out play on this tour too. And we have players that play regularly, include Liz Taylor. She was formerly on the WPBA Classic Women's Pro Tour. And she's just getting back into the game after a few years. She plays fine. I don't know if Mike can throw this ball or not. It's I can't see how it's leaning myself. Let's see what Mike does. He threw it in. Mike Davis 8, Chris Bruner 4. But I noticed when I was new coming in and playing tournaments against better players, I always, when I came back to the pool room, I always felt a little bit more focused, a little bit better about my game, and I was learning things that I did well. I thought I was going to have to do better to compete with the likes of the gentlemen like such as this and some of the ladies. We've had Karen Kaur, a Hall of Fame lady, win one of our events. Good break shot from Chris, but he's still hooked on the 7 ball. That just no justice. He couldn't have hit those balls any purer than that. But everybody gets you alternate breaks and you get an opportunity at the table. Chris plays out of the Diamond Billiard Room in Midlothian, Virginia. That's where we're going to be next month, playing a 9-ball event. Go to the actionpooltour.com. To see the dates and the time and get the particulars. Well, that's gonna, I don't know, the 4-8 are locked up. Four must be free the way he played that ball. Yeah, this is I don't think Mike wanted the corner. I think he wanted the side. He just went too far a little bit. Might have to play the 8 to the short side or roll the ball down for the, which is what I think he's going to do. He's tough, he's steady, and he sure as hell knows how to win. He had surgery on his neck. Huh. He even gets it on the short side. He gets lucky. He just dropped the cue on the ball, and he's right there. Missed it. 8 to 5.
I sure did. I mean, it's still shaking a little.
As soon as you pulled the trigger, I was like, oh god, that didn't look good.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes with the shakes, it's like it's like a muscle twitch. I jerk through instead of. It's fucking weird. At least it's better than it was.
Yeah, that's true.
Nice break shot from Davis. This looks like a potential safety here. Playing the one, off the 1 and going behind the 7. That's why my name's on the card. I've played this game myself a few times.
When it rains, it pours. Double whammy here. Kick it in.
No, he couldn't get in there, no matter what. That was That was too tough. Mike is trying maybe to get an angle to go into that 310 or something, where he's going to try to play for a carom. Three might go too. Well, he's looking at possible combination. It's hard to tell. Mike is. Ah, beautiful. Mike Davis is on the hill here, folks. He's ahead 9-5 in this one race final for the title. Nice comeback.
Can't get much better. I mean, just don't let me make a ball, then I might run 2 balls.
Chris has lost his intensity. Maybe he has, maybe he hadn't.
Sorry.
Well,
sorry, I made a ball.
he's got an opportunity here. I sent it to 9-6. He's still alive in this match. He still has to play. A 310 might be playable if he can get to it. He might not be able to get to it. The 4 ball is in his, might be in his 2-rail path. That angle's a little steep to inside that ball. Might catch a 4 ball coming if he doesn't really put a Herculean stroke on this ball. No, he got there.
Well,
Change the price of eggs down below. It's a mess down below there with the 2, 3, 5, and 2, 3. With the 3, 5, 9, and 10 rather all ensconced in that top left corner pocket. Mike's trying to figure out what his reward is to make this ball. He might try to go into him, play safe and break him up. Like this. Oh, he didn't want that deuce to go in. That's what he was laughing about. This is gruesome. This is so ugly it defies description. Chris has a 2-railer at it though. Good shot. That's all Chris had. That's all he had, was simply that. This is a and Mike closes it out with a with a fabulous combination kiss
I was in a coma there for a while.
from the pike position. Well, that's it, folks. Mike Davis takes down this event number 5, 10-ball bash at the beach, back at the beach with by a score of 10-5 over Chris Bruner, Richmond. George Hammerbacher, voice of the action tour. Thank you, and again, if any of you feel like donating something to the stream, please don't hesitate. We all have expenses, and anything at all would be appreciated. But if not, don't concern yourself either. It was a wonderful weekend here, and until next month at Diamond Billiards, Richmond, Midlothian, I'll be back on the mic again, all things being equal. Take care, and we'll catch you.